we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
I get, people on Twitter, you got to ask them about China. You're going to ask them about China. Kyle Bass talks about China. You look at how dirty China is. You seem to be fine dealing with China, even though they're the dirtiest country on the planet, probably, in terms of emissions and coal and continuing to build coal. Do you ever mention any of these virtuous ideas to China?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Well,
it hasn't impacted your investing or your relationships with China, I guess.
I guess not, Joe. But so let's go over reality instead of rhetoric.
Is that just a catchphrase that you use when you get an uncomfortable question, Larry?
Joe, I'm not uncomfortable at all.
Okay.
So let's talk about it. Trade between, we have a great interconnected relationships with China. As I said, $615 billion of trade this year with China. That is more than any country between the United States and China than any other place in the world. So those are facts, Joe.
Well, some people would say you shouldn't have that much. That China is not a global actor that's doing what's necessary to be involved with things like that. And look,
Joe,
we may have our lunch eaten by them eventually across the board, Larry.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Your parent company just opened a theme park last month. It is an interconnected economy.
I'm not in that division. I can't. I don't.
Joe, you're part of the overall platform. We have a great interconnected economy. We have a business in China. We are trying to build Chinese savings like we build savings in every other country. We work with them on retirement. We work with them on trying to build a better future for their citizens by building a retirement market. The United States, they own over $2.1 trillion of U.S. securities, the Chinese does. I mean, this is a very interconnected relationship. And I'm happy to talk about China related to environmental issues. We have taken a very hard stand. We are working with over 100 public companies in China, talking to them, asking them to move forward related to environmental issues. What I can tell you is our governance team is not treating China or any other country any differently. We're treating every company the same. So there's no difference between the two companies, the two countries in terms of how we manage.
Hey, Larry, George Soros took it a step farther in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. He said that what BlackRock is doing is actually presenting a national security threat because the funds from BlackRock investors are going to be taking and propping up the Xi regime that he says is repressive at home and aggressive abroad. What would you say to that?
So there are two phases of what we're doing. The big part, what we're doing is China is investing Chinese money in China. So we've raised about $1.3 billion in new mutual funds in China. This is from Chinese investors who are investing now, finally, in long-term mutual funds. And so we look at this as a good thing as they're trying to build their retirement market. related to the global position of BlackRock and foreign policy, let me be clear. BlackRock follows U.S. foreign policy in every country we operate, including China. We do not go against any of the U.S. policies, and we won't go against any of the U.S. policies, of, especially foreign policy. As I said, we are conforming to the U.S.-China Phase 1 trade agreement, where we are opening up, where we will receive these licenses. And as I said, that's for China. Now, related to international investors moving to China, every client has choice. Right now in the MSCI All World Index, which the U.S. represents 60% of that index, China represents around 5%. We have recommended in our BlackRock Investor Institute going from 1% to 2%. So we're actually, so they're still not at the 5% allocation that the MSCI index is. And as I said earlier, we are seeing very little flows from U.S. investors into China. We are seeing extremely large flows from European and other places of the world into China. And we'll all see in 1 year or 5 years whether that's going to be a good investment or not, or a missed opportunity for U.S. investors. But as a global firm representing clients worldwide, we're seeing flows from all the different parts. As I said, and so the conclusion is the conversations in the United States has actually really inhibited or stopped flows into China from most of the U.S. pension funds. We're seeing some modest ones from endowments. But all the flows that we're seeing into China right now are more European-based.
Hey, Larry. Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come with that video just to make you think. And we have Larry Fink's BlackRock. Tells the truth to you about China. Yes, they're going to do business with China to help build their retirement plan, which we all know they're going to get plenty of money off of fees. Same way our 401k is, they get plenty of fee money, pensions, plenty of fee money. They are building China up to be the empire. Our corporations are building China to create their empire so Babylon can fall. It's right there in front of your face. We know the New World Order wants total control. But then also, guys, do not forget there's billions of people in China and in India. These emerging markets are going to make them so much money because they're going to bring them out of poverty. And they're already in a controlled mindset. We know America was the last free country. And Babylon is definitely over. But we know how big BlackRock and Vanguard is. I've done plenty of videos. Go back and watch my BlackRock and Vanguard videos. What BlackRock is doing is way bigger than any Bitcoin crypto. Yes, crypto for the fourth industrial revolution is going to help run everything. But what they're doing right now is just straight treason. There's no other word for it, people. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And guys, my book is called The Final Stages of the New World Order for a reason. Because I know when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Go without mentioning the word crypto. We do talk to you about it, and we've talked to you about it over the years. But it continues, as you know, to grow both in terms of size and scale. You're seeing more and more financial services companies develop and create platforms for it. There's continued debate about it, given the comments Jamie Dimon just made this week. But curious if there's an update from you in terms of any shift on your thoughts about offering crypto products or other access for your investors.
I mean, we're studying blockchain and the whole concept of crypto, and we believe that will play a very large role, whether it is a crypto governmental currency.
But are you still in the Jamie Dimon category of Bitcoin is worthless, or are you in the category that there's value here?
Well, I'm probably more on the Jamie Dimon camp, but I am fascinated by so many people's interest. It's fantastic. I love the fact that more people are looking to invest in different things. I believe this is a very good, positive action. I'm not a student of Bitcoin and where it's going to go, so I can't tell you whether it's going to be going to 80,000 or zero. But I do believe there is a huge role for a digitized currency, and I believe that's going to help consumers worldwide. Whether it's a Bitcoin or something else, or more of a governmental official digital currency, a digital dollar, that will play out. But one has to be fascinated about it. It's great new technology. It has attracted so many people. I have more conversation with people on the street related to crypto than anything. So it's fantastic seeing how people have become so fascinated about it that they're showing interest in this. Whether this is going to play out well in the long run, we'll see. As I said, I see huge opportunities in a digitized crypto blockchain related currency. And that's where I think it's going. And that's going to create some big winners and some big losers.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.